Hi Virgo, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your April 2020 reading for all Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed, been watching my channel, liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. I really appreciate your support and helping me grow my channel and get the messages out to more people. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell if you want to be notified when new videos are posted. So I'm continuing to have fun co-creating with you, and we are truly in a dark night of the soul time globally. And so through this, we are ascending. And I know sometimes when we're in the middle of it, it's hard to see that and hard to wrap our heads around why this is happening, but the universe is bringing us gifts. Through the contrast, we are making such ardent requests. Those will come to us. So here we go for Virgo. April 2020 tarot check for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Our April 2020 tarot check for Virgo. Let's see, what is going on here? Your current position is the Hierophant, and the immediate influences are the Two of Wands. Your destiny in this is the Ten of Cups. In the more distant past, you have the Knight of Wands. The more recent past, the Fool. And the energy coming towards you is you. It's the Hermit. You're represented here by the Wheel of Fortune. The environment around you and the people are the Queen of Cups. Your hopes in this is the Knight of Cups. The outcome is the Page of Swords, and at the bottom of the deck, you've been pulling two cards for the most part. You have the Queen of Wands in the World here. So very interesting reading for you. So you've got your current position is all about change. It's about learning to have faith. It's about learning how to trust your own intuition, but also too how to ascend. You are, like I said, you're ascending as we all are. This is a time where you're really learning that our spirituality is everything, and living in an unconditional way is true freedom. That's how we have freedom from bondage, the more unconditional we are in life. So the Hierophant is all about commitment, stability, running the distance, the duration. It can be about a higher level of commitment, like a marriage. So for some of you, if you're currently married, your marriage is actually going to hit a turning point that's going to be really good. For those of you that are seeking a relationship, this person's kind of flummoxing right now. They've got some decisions to make, and it has nothing to do with you, Virgo. It's like they have other decisions and things that they're dealing with that are taking up their attention right now. So I do feel for you, though, that, the main thing that we can do is just kind of work together, grow our mind, body, spirit connection, but especially that spiritual connection. Because sometimes people confuse a psychological breakdown for a spiritual breakdown. And that's kind of what we're having now, quite frankly, is more of a spiritual breakdown than even a physical breakdown. So your guidance there, is to continue to know that the universe is working for you, and any decisions that will be made on your behalf. So your destiny, though, is happiness for everyone. Ten of Cups is true fulfillment. I didn't mention this, but you have Virgo in this reading. You have Taurus, Earth, a lot of water, fire here too. But you have the Queen and the Knight of Cups right in a row. So I definitely think you're all about manifesting a stable commitment, a long-term family commitment. It's important to you. And you want things to be orderly and moving forward in a direction that feels safe and secure and grounded, and there's a harmonious energy. And part of what we can do in order to get ourselves grounded is just take part in some of those simple day-to-day meditation practices. When we can quiet our minds enough to feel that energy, that true cosmic energy blending harmoniously within us, because we start with, our spiritual connection then leads to these physical manifestations. So as you look around yourself, know that the physical manifestations around you are all based on source energy and your connection to it. So in the past, I think you've had, definitely some instability. If there was, again, in a marriage, in a relationship, there was instability there, almost kind of an arrogance, like, a person who you have a date with them and they show up 30 minutes late, and they do it all the time. They're just constantly late, or they constantly have some car problem or some mundane problem that you would not have. So it's kind of like, what's my time worth? I'm more valuable than this. And again, this was in the distant past. I feel like it's more of a historical player in this than some specific event, but it's that kind of feeling where the person just was taking you for granted, Virgo. And even to some point, I think I'm hearing somebody saying, like, you're so uptight. It's almost like they chided you for some of your strengths, some of the organization and detail-orientedness. This person kind of made fun of it. And quite frankly, they're in a jam right now, because of their own lack of attention to detail where you're not. So you have an interesting energy in the more recent past and then what's coming towards you, because they're very polarizing in some ways. The Fool is all about infinite potential. It's all about taking a leap and starting in a brand new, fresh slate. So some of you, if you've been in a relationship, may have tried to renew that relationship and get more connected recently. And the timing for that is great. It is a period now more than ever before where I think we're really all taking inventory and stock of our lives and, looking at the narrative. What is it that I really want? Is it here now? And if it's not, what do I need to do? So I think that you were moving ahead in a rather, carefree way, and it was like this whole thing with the pandemic hitting town is like, makes everything come to a screeching halt. And so here you go. This is you. This is Virgo. It's also a 9. So you're going within, or that's your guidance to go within, even if that means spending some time alone listening to spiritual podcasts or even just music that you like and find uplifting. You are on the right path. You are being guided. The universe has your back in this card. And the Hermit is not necessarily about being alone, but it's also not a very fast-moving energy for those of you that are interested in changes that are coming quickly. You do have some elements of that, but I would say for the week or two ahead, things move at a little bit slower pace, but they're much more stabilized because of it. So with this Hermit, he is basically like the Fool's Guide. He's got his lantern here. And it's a time to really let go, just take a break, and you'll see things a lot clearer than you have in a long time. It may also be, too, a time to give people space around you. So know that if you are starting a relationship and there's not a lot of contact because of our circumstance, that doesn't really mean anything on a deeper level. It's more of on that mundane day-to-day level. Interestingly enough, though, you have in Major Arcana here, you have 5 of them, but you go from the 9 into the 10. So you have what's going to be a conclusion of a cycle. You're getting close to the end, and then you do have the conclusion here. But the Wheel of Fortune always brings luck. This is all about manifestation and infinite abundance. It is truly a fortunate time for you. And it's, like I said, a turning point. It's a change for the better. So the hard work that you've put in is showing up now. You have more stability, and the people around you who've maybe made fun of that are going to be looking towards you for some help or guidance. I don't know that it's really material help as much as maybe suggestions and things like that. But it's also really a good luck charm. Now, you definitely have love brewing, no doubt about that. And this person really wants to do nice things for you. If you've ever done the languages, love languages, and taken that survey, for some of you, acts of service could be high on the list, and this person sees that and will do little things like maybe take your car and put gas in it, or give it a wash, or day-to-day stuff that just kind of goes that extra mile. Or maybe they even, show up with a bouquet of flowers, not a ostentatious bouquet, but something simple, and they know what your favorite flowers are. Or they bake for you, or something like that, where it's just a really sweet gesture, but it comes from the heart. It's done. This is a good person. This is somebody who's kind, who's trustworthy, emotionally very stable and balanced. Even though you have the Page of Swords at the end, I do feel like the energy overall of this is very balanced. It's here to run the distance. And so you want a big offer. You're looking for, somebody that really, when they look at you, the whole world stops. And that's what you have here. This is, again, not a fast-moving energy, but it's a very stable energy. And it's also, too, bringing you, and like I said, an offer. It's an offer of love, but I also think where money is concerned, you've got, you've had a little bit of uncertainty, but there's going to be more certainty coming through, because this is this is a feeling of generosity. So again, this person that's coming through, they're very in tune to themselves, and they also know their own limits. They will not overextend themselves. They're not a codependent kind of a person where they'll overextend and then they'll blame you because they made decisions to try to impress you that they couldn't, make good on. But as far as career and finances, you definitely have good things coming towards you. Now, with this Page of Swords, there may be some things that need to be cut away from you. And there's going to be communication for sure with this card. Now, the only thing that you have to be a little bit careful of is not being hard on yourself, not cutting yourself down. But the Page of Swords is not as adept with a sword, so it can be a little bit of a younger energy. I do think for some of you, you might have kind of a blended family issue going on where you're trying to manage one another's kids, and there's some kind of a feeling of unrest with that. And I guess I'd say if it's not your kid, I would step away from the parenting role, and let their biological parent give them the consequences. Restraint of pen and tongue are warranted at this time. So for those of you, too, that are arguing with your current person, or you have a current person who's very focused on their ex, and not because they want the person back, but because there's discord there, I would also say that is not an energy you want in a relationship. But anyway, this page can communicate, but he's just not, like I said, he's not as skilled with using his sword. So something, might happen here where it's sort of hard to believe, but know that, again, this person comes in a loyal way, with an honest energy, and they are a good person. I feel like this Page of Swords is more of like a factor than an outcome in some ways. But you do have here, Virgo, the World and the Queen of Wands. So in terms of clarifying, it really is like this person just wants to give you the world. They want to, they see you as the end-all be-all. They want to be in this relationship with you. And there's great freedom here. There's infinite abundance in that wreath surrounding the Dancer of the Tarot. And the Queen of Wands is also, queen who is kind and loyal. I mean, the cat sits by her throne, very loyal, trusting energy. And that's really what I get overall, that there's definitely a very trustworthy, loyal person coming towards you. So I'm going to throw in some other clarifying cards on Love Oracle, but also a Money and the Law of Attraction card from Abraham Hicks. It is not my role to make others happy. Didn't I mention no codependent energy? It is not your role to make others happy. It is your role to keep yourself in balance. When you pay attention to how you feel and practice self-empowering thoughts that align with who you really are, you will offer an example of thriving that will be of tremendous value to those who have the benefit of observing you. You cannot get poor enough to help poor people thrive, or get sick enough to help sick people get well. You can only uplift from your position of strength and clarity and align. And your whisper of love message, the heart of the matter, there is more going on than meets the eye. So, again, I think this person is thinking of you a lot, and they really do see your value, and maybe they're a bit reserved, but they love you, and they want to spend, I think they want to spend the rest of their lives with you, Virgo. So I love you, and I will be back again in about a week.